Professionally Unprofessional is the name of the channel.
That's what I think when I'm doing like Photoshops. I think it doesn't have to be perfect.
That's the way. You're onto it, Annie. You finally become a member of the crew. When you realise, fuck it, it'll do. Beyonce is a celebrity who has spent years cultivating her image and is so protective of it that she has been known to send threatening letters to people who post unflattering photos of her on the internet. Which makes it kind of weird that Beyonce, by her own admission, has an archive filled with hundreds of hours of her wandering around her house without her makeup on. Something she dubs her crazy archive.
But I remember that photo. Was it from the Super Bowl?
It was Beyonce's Super Bowl performance, which by all accounts, fucking phenomenal. And I don't think we can put clips of that in, because the Super Bowl, yeah, they'll just sue your ass. Like, that'll get copyright struck before we even upload the video. But during that performance, if people don't know what we're talking about, Beyonce pulled a number of fierce faces, as I think it was described by BuzzFeed. And what they did is they just got screenshots of her during a performance, absolutely fucking going for it, and just made a list just called like, oh, the most fierce, I think it was like just the best moments from Beyonce's performance, and one of which was this image. An image I don't know if we have the rights to display, but we're going to put here anyway because I want Beyonce's signature, and that'd be quite nice. She's got to send me a cease and desist letter, I'll get her signature, it's sorted, it's sorted. Oh man, have I told you about that as well? An article I wrote for Today I Found Out got a cease and desist letter from Nicolas Cage.
No.
No, he's Nick Cage, sorry, he's a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
No, this is a true story. For Today I Found Out there's an article, a video, I should say, like, oh, the bizarre way Nick Cage spent all his money or something like that. In which, when I was writing the original article, I said, oh, Nick Cage went bankrupt because he filed for bankruptcy. And his lawyer wrote to like the editor of the site and said, Mr. Cage did not go bankrupt. Please remove this sentence or we will sue the fuck out of you. And I got a message from the editor saying, Karl, thought you'd find it very funny that Nick Cage's lawyer told you off for saying he went bankrupt. And they had to re-upload the video because Simon said he was bankrupt. And Nick Cage's lawyer's like, none of that. None of that. And I just found it very funny. So hopefully Beyonce will get in contact with us about this image. And you know what, I feel bad now. Beyonce, like, she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Like, she's like just it's the immaculate premium woman.
Which is iconic.
Yeah, and I'm just this fucking goblin on the internet making fun of her because she looked bad in one photo. So Nisha, what you have permission to do now is go back through my Facebook and find the worst tagged photo of me and put it right next to the one of Beyonce over my other shoulder so people know I'm not being unfair.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And in the same vein, Nisha, right, what is the worst photo of you think has been taken? Because obviously the one that you think is the worst of me is over my shoulder right now. So there must be one of you out there that you just, every time you think about it, you go, oh no, not again. Not that one. Like the photo that if you died and they put that on the news, but oh no, not that photo, please.
Oh, there's one that goes back about probably 10 years now.
Oh, this is going to be great, okay.
Where me and my friends used to trampoline a lot in our backyard. Backyard.
Okay, I'm loving this already.
And we used to set up a camera on like timer and take numerous photos as we were jumping.
Okay.
So there's numerous pictures of us flying in the air and bouncing and stuff like that. And there is one where I'm on my own. Literally, mouth is wide open, my hair is across my face.
And you can never get rid of it now, you can never get rid of it. Before we move on from this photo of Beyonce, I should point out that it wasn't Beyonce herself who requested it be taken down, it was her publicist who wrote to BuzzFeed saying, can you please get rid of these 6 photos from your your photo album, specifically pointing out this one as the one they disliked the most. To which BuzzFeed responded, do you have any legal authority to make us do this? To which the publicist was forced to respond, well, no, but we'd ask if you replace them with better photos, and they sent different photos they thought were better, despite the fact that the point of the article is that Beyonce looks stupid in them, and that's why it's funny. And BuzzFeed said, we're not going to do that, but we are going to publish this exchange. And as is wont to happen on the internet, the moment people found out that Beyonce didn't like this photo, it was shared fucking everywhere and continues to be shared to this day.
Yeah, isn't it like a meme?
Yeah, it's. I think it was on the anniversary of the day that the letter was sent. People just post it on like Imgur or whatever the fuck it's called, and it goes to the front page. Oh, just yearly reminder that Beyonce hates this photo.
It's like the meme is something like when you open the oven door to check on your food.
I've seen that one. Oh man. So this brings us quite handily to what Beyonce has dubbed her crazy archive, because I think it's quite weird that, obviously, Beyonce and her publicist are very keen to scrub the internet of any unflattering images of her, yet she maintains by her own admission in an interview with GQ magazine that she has someone follow her around for 16 hours every day with a camera, filming her every move.
I find that really weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, so what sort of thing does he film?
According to Beyonce, everything. Like from the moment she wakes up to the moment she goes to sleep, like there is this person with a camera following her around, filming everything she does. And I'm gonna guess like she doesn't get followed into the toilet, but everything else is fair fucking game. And what I find especially weird about it is she admits it's very useful if you want to refer back to rehearsal footage, which that makes sense. Obviously you can see what's going on if people are off mark, if there's anything you need to tighten up, or if your moves don't look like the way you imagine them in your head. But she also says, oh yeah, it also films like lounging around the house, like having lunch with my husband, just spending time watching TV, just on my phone. And that's the footage you think you get deleted, right?
Yeah.
It's not important, it's fluff. But no, she archives everything and has several terabytes just of footage of her doing random shit around the house that she doesn't want anybody else to see.
It sounded like something she'd save for if she wanted to make, a documentary style film or something.
That's what she said. She says some of it probably will be used. She made a couple of documentaries and she's done stuff like on her stage shows. But she admits that the rest of it, I don't know what to do with it, but I think it's important to keep a record of it, which is why she calls it her crazy archives, because it makes her seem really crazy that just random footage of her eating her breakfast is something she feels is important enough to document and maintain and store away in this giant archive that's protected from the elements for future generations apparently. And there is even a person whose sole job it is to sort through that footage and file it away. Which means there's presumably hours and hours and hours of footage just marked Beyonce, breakfast, of just her eating her breakfast in silence, looking at her phone. That she clearly thinks will have value at some point in the future, hence why she just has it tucked away on a hard drive in her house. It's one thing to take a lot of photos of yourself, but the idea of storing it away in a hermetically sealed fucking room and have an archivist sort through it because you think footage of you eating your fucking breakfast is somehow going to have value in the future.
What sort of value would that footage have?
I don't know. Beyonce herself doesn't know. She just says that she stores it for reasons and that she thinks in the future it might have value, which is why she holds on to it. It's like hoarding behaviour, but for digital.
Yeah.
Which is weird because obviously you can store almost an infinite amount of stuff digitally. Whereas obviously if she was hoarding, lobsters or cats. I don't know why I said lobsters. I was going to say porcelain figures or something like that, or gnomes. My granny used to hoard gnomes. It was really creepy. She had hundreds and hundreds of gnomes. You'd walk upstairs for a shit and just the entire way there being stared at by 1,000 gnomes. It's not great. Anyway, it's different, but you could argue it's the same kind of behaviour exhibited by hoarders, where they see something that everybody else around says that it's completely fucking worthless, there's no point, get rid of it. And they can't, because in their head it might be worth something one day. Where people around Beyonce, do you really need 24 hours of footage of you brushing your teeth? I'm just going to say it's very amusing to me that this super famous massive celebrity who is well known for so carefully crafting their image, they will attempt to scrub all unflattering photos of themselves from the internet, actively maintains an archive of them when they're at their most vulnerable. Which is that baffles me, innit? I want to get rid of this photo, but yet also here's 24 hours of footage of me without makeup on, just brushing my fucking teeth.
But I imagine even though she's doing mundane things, she's probably quite poised, because she knows she's being filmed, even though it's just brushing her teeth. She's probably
maybe
really
it is, yeah. That's the way of looking at it. Or maybe it's people at the gym, where they film it to make sure, oh man, I've got to look good when I lift these weights.
Yeah.
And she just takes that approach to everything in her life. So I need to eat breakfast. I need to be I need to be flawless when I'm eating my fucking breakfast in case the paparazzi catch me when I'm outside.
Yeah.
We don't know, because she's not commenting on it herself. And I said she calls it her crazy archive, because even she herself admits it's a little bit weird. Sticking with the subject of filming yourself doing random mundane shit, what's the weirdest thing you've seen someone film themselves doing, in your daily adventures?
Well, a recent thing I saw online actually was a woman on the subway where she...
Oh, subway ones are gold.
She was dressed up in a dress, high heels and all that sort.
Killing it, yeah.
Yeah, and then she'd place the camera on the seat of the subway and was just, going all out posing.
You know what? I respect that because treat everywhere like a fucking catwalk.
It's like, I wish I had that much confidence.
Oh,
just
I do.
Obviously surrounded by people and she don't give a shit.
And I love that it's on a subway because subway photos are some of my favourite things.
Yeah.
Like, I think the greatest one ever is, it's just a picture of like two like impossibly cool black dudes. Like one is a guy with a huge white beard and he's like, you know, like a white hat and full white suit, and the other guy is like this super huge buff dude all in black, and the caption is, when good and evil have to take the subway to their final battle. It's like, yeah, it's so fucking cool. And I think it's weird stuff I've seen people filming, because I remember I had an ex-girlfriend, and this is when Snapchat was a big thing, and she wanted to Snapchat fucking everything. And I don't really like having my photo taken, you know, because of this. So it's not ideal. Like, you know, women are flawless, beautiful creatures, and I'm stood next to her. She's got her makeup perfectly done, and I'm there like, hey, it's me, it's a boyfriend. And I just remember she's trying, like, she used to always have to put on the fucking dog face filter on my face. It's just the only way. I'd say, I'll take a photo, but only if you can do a filter. And I remember once we were out like ice skating or something, and I just remember saying, oh man, I think I've hurt my ankle, I'm going to take a sit off. And I saw her just go, and she had like the phone in front of her, and she was like, shh, and just sailed straight into the fucking wall. And I'm there, and obviously I'm a boyfriend, I'm like, I can't laugh, but everyone saw it happen. And then she comes off the ice and comes straight to me, and everyone knows. I'm like, did you? I was like, oh no, are you okay? Are you okay? And I hug her, and I'm just like, tears are streaming out of my eyes because it's so fucking funny. And everybody around me is just doing the same thing of that. And again, I wish I'd filmed that.